Hey everyone, this is your update for what we're going to do and where we're going to worship on the weekend. And just so you know, over this 4th of July weekend, on July 5th, this Sunday coming up, we are going to do online. We're not going to be in the facility or anything like that. You can also come to the parking lot if you'd like to do that as well. So that's kind of the plan. But don't turn it off yet. I have some really big news and important news I'm super excited about, and that is this. After a lot of preparation so that we can comply with the governor's orders, on Sunday, July 12th, not this Sunday, but the Sunday after, we are going to open the facility so that we can worship here together. So I'm super stoked about this. I'm excited to see you guys, and I'm excited to have people in the congregation when I preach, and the worship team's excited to have people here when they're leading worship. And so we're gonna open that up. Now, there's a lot of things that are involved with this, and so I have here my handy-dandy set of notes so that I can try not to miss anything. So I hope you'll listen to the rest of this video so that you can kind of catch some of the things that are going on, and because there's been some changes, obviously, in order to comply with COVID. So the first thing you need to know is there's been a lot of work that's gone into this. In order to comply with the governor's guidelines and to keep everybody safe, which is our number one priority, is keeping everybody safe. There's been a team that's put together all of these sorts of things. In fact, the state required us to put together what they call a COVID-19 procedures, safety plan, and exposure control, mitigation, and recovery plan. Okay, that's a mouthful. But we formed a team, and we did that, and it's been approved by the board. And that will be available to you if you would like to read the details of that. That's going to be posted on our social media and on our webpage. You'll be able to see it there as well. And that goes into much more detail than I'm going to go into in just the next few minutes. But I want to kind of give you some beginning insights into what we're going to do and what to expect on Sunday, July 12th, not this Sunday, but Sunday, July 12th, when we open up the facility. And the bottom line, again, is I can't emphasize this enough. We want to keep everyone safe during all of this. Now, I know for many of you, you're not high risk through this process, and so, that's great. That's really good. But you probably know people. You may have elderly people in your life or people who are immunocompromised, and we don't want you to pick it up here and take it home. And nationally, churches have been one of the places that have been hot spots for the spread of COVID. So we're going to try and be safe with all of that. So a couple of things just to get started. If you don't feel comfortable returning to church, please stay home. No judgment, okay? In fact, this Sunday I'm going to preach about judgment. No judgment. If you need more time, and we've had a number of people tell us that they just are going to wait a while, and that's perfectly okay. We will continue with our online worship, and you'll be able to stay home and watch it from home. So continue to do that. If you are sick or you have any symptoms or any kind of a fever or anything like that, stay home. Stay home, please. We don't want to spread this, and probably you just have the cold or the flu, but we don't want COVID to get out around here. And so stay home. When in doubt, stay home through this. And again, we'll have the live webcasts available so that you can watch those in the comfort of your own home. But then if you do decide to come, there are some guidelines we need to give you as you come. And so one of them is that you need to probably park in the front parking lot. We're going to ask everybody if they can to park there so that we can have the opportunity so that we can have the opportunity to not have to clean from the other doors out there. There's a lot of cleaning that has to go into this. And so if you could park in the front parking lot, that would help us a lot, and then come through the front doors, which will be standing open. One of the things we're going to do is open up all the doors so people don't have to touch them, okay? And then here's the big one. The worship times are going to change. We are going to do the first service. We're going to need to do 2 services because our capacity is only 100 in here with social distancing, and our church is considerably larger than that. And so at 9 o'clock in the morning, we'll have our first service. and at 11 o'clock we'll have our second service, okay? 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. And that gives us an hour between services to do all of the cleaning that we need to do in the church before the next service can come in. And so 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. are the two service times for you to come in. The second thing is, I think we talked about self-screening. Don't come to church unless you're if you're feeling sick or any of those sorts of things. All of the staff and the volunteers, we're actually going to take their temperatures at the door just to make sure. Then the second thing is you need to wear a mask. And I know we hate these things. Here's one of my masks. I have them in several colors now, and they drive me crazy. When you put them on and you can't breathe and all of those sorts of things. But in order to keep people safe, the mask doesn't necessarily protect you, it protects the people around you, is what all of the research shows. And so you do need to wear a mask, and in fact, at this point, I think the governor has required that we wear masks in public. So bring your mask when you come to church, and it's inconvenient. I get that. I know I don't like them either. But for now, to protect the people you love that are a part of this church, please wear a mask. And then also, we're going to need to maintain social distancing in the worship center and in the church. When you're in the foyer, please stay 6 feet away, except for the people you live with, one another. And I know some of you don't want to do that, and your own personal space is one thing, but don't assume the other person is comfortable with you being closer than that. Just assume that everybody wants to maintain the 6 feet of social distancing so that we don't invade people's space. Because honestly, people who maybe are kind of leery about this, if you invade their space, they won't come back. They're gonna wait till it's completely over with, and that could be quite a while. So we don't want to ruin it for other people. And then follow the usher's instructions inside the worship center. There's some things that are going to happen. It's going to be every other pew that's going to be available. There's 6 feet between our pews, so that really worked out good. And then you're going to have to sit on the side of the pew, the row side, and leave the middle in between for the 6 feet. Except for maybe the last couple of pews, we may be able to get a family in the middle or a single in the middle. There, but it's if you could sit at the side so that we can maintain the social distancing, that would help a lot. And if you would follow the guidelines, every other pew will be closed. And actually, we'll probably also, we'll clean between services, but we'll also probably switch rows. So there'd be a different set of rows that are open at the 11 o'clock rather than the 9 o'clock, in order, again, just to keep everybody safe. And also, we really do need you to sign up online so that we don't go over that 100 capacity. When we did our survey, a lot of people wanted to do the early service. And so if we have, 150, 200 people that want to do the early service and only 50 that want to do the late service, that's going to be a problem because our max capacity is about 100, not including the staff. So please sign up. That'll become available every Monday before we do that. So on July 5th, after this Sunday, that next Monday, it'll be open for you to sign up to which service you'd like to come to. And when it fills up, then it fills up. Also, the restrooms, there's a limit of 2 people in the restrooms at a time. So just if you could honor that. We'll have signs up everywhere about this kind of stuff. And we'll have some tape, in fact, in the worship center that'll show you 6 feet. And the end of the service, we're going to dismiss you by rows, again, because one of the times when we kind of all create this herd is when service dismisses. And so we're going to ask you to dismiss by rows. And we're going to ask you, if possible, to just go all the way on outside. And if you want to socialize, kind of do that out there. So again, outside is safer than inside. And it gets cramped really quick, and all of a sudden we're not social distancing anymore. And hopefully over the rest of summer, it's going to be nice out there during this time. And here's the other half of that. If you stick around too long in the foyer out there, we're going to probably assume that you want to help us clean, and we'll probably hand you a rag and a spray bottle. So you may get put to work if you stick around too long, because there's a lot of things that have to be cleaned between the services. And then lastly, just in general, for a while we're going to be doing family worship, which means we're not going to have a children's program. So we'll do some things in worship to keep the children engaged with that. We've done some of these where we sometimes we have a children's notes and coloring and things like that. We'll have some things for the kids to do to keep them engaged and encouraged and a part of the service. There'll be other guidelines. Again, you can download the plan we put together and follow the instructions of the ushers and the greeters. They can give you some guidance as well. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate. You can email me, Pastor Craig at generationscommunity.org, and I would be happy to answer any questions you have. But a couple of the big things: 9 o'clock, 9 a.m., I know it's kind of early, but you can make it, and 11 a.m. are the two service times, and please park in the front parking lot. Don't forget to bring your mask. That's super important so that we can keep everybody safe. And we'll have actually kind of sanitation stations around too with antiseptic kind of stuff to wash your hands and all of those sorts of things as well. So, hey, I'm really looking forward to getting together with you. Looking forward to this Sunday. We're going to talk about You're Not the Boss of Me, which I think will be fun. And then the next Sunday, we are going to get together and gather for the first time in a very long time as church. I hope you'll come and be a part, but don't feel bad at all if you're going to just join us online. We love you. We look forward to the day when this is all over and we can all be back together again. Until then, though, we're going to do everything to keep everybody safe. Love you guys. God loves you. I love you. Go and love each other.